Hey everyone, it's Bazza here from Living in Beta. We have something slightly different today in the form of an Elden Ring short. In this video, we'll be taking a look at an easy way to decimate Lichdragon Fortisaxx. Let's get into the video. Before we get into the boss battle, it's worth going over a few things. First, I was fairly strong when tackling this boss, as I'd explored around 70% of Elden Ring's world. My intelligence was level 57, boosted by the Stargazer Heirloom Talisman, and my mind was level 28, boosted by the Preceptor's Big Hat. These two skills had been my entire focus on my run, with HP and stamina being left to the wayside, HP more so. I had 3 talisman slots available to me, as well as having the Meteorite Staff equipped, which boosts gravity type sorceries and has an S scaling for intelligence. The Radagon Talisman provided reduced cast times, and the Graven School Talisman boosted the already high power of Rocksling. My Flask also boosted magic attacks, with the Magic Shroud in Crack tier. I did have a Great Rune equipped for the battle. This was Radarn's, which raises HP, stamina and FP when active. So overall, a pretty stacked deck to say the least. Second, this boss is only available at the end of a quest line, so it requires you to follow Deathbed Companion Fia's quest to the end in order to access. The quest itself isn't overly long, but does require interaction with other NPCs, as well as some exploration if you haven't yet found Nokron, the Eternal City. I'd recommend completing this, as it offers some interesting lore as well as access to an awesome boss fight in the form of Fortisaxx. There is a slightly laborious boss fight pre-Fortisaxx, but I'll avoid spoilers here. If you'd like to see a quest guide, let us know in the comments. Finally, I may have gotten lucky with RNG. I tried this tactic about 3 or 4 times to make sure I wasn't just experiencing glitched AI, and it works similarly every time, with the boss performing fairly limited attacks. It's worth noting that this will not be a 100% successful method. All the same, I think it's worth sharing. Going into the boss arena, you're going to want to ensure you have your Physic Flask consumed and Rocksling ready. Target the boss's head and begin casting as soon as you're in range. You'll see this inflicts huge damage to the dragon. Continue casting until you see the boss begin a wind up for an attack. The only 3 attacks the boss used against me was the Diving Swing, AoE Electricity Field, and the Flame Breath. I believe this was down to the distance I kept from the boss as well as movement. Although to be honest, he was very passive throughout the whole fight. I'm sure had I entered his vicinity, he would have performed a greater variety of lethal moves. When the boss flies up, get ready to roll the incoming sweep. You can get away with 1 roll, depending on the distance. If you're closer though, it's safer to roll twice to avoid the follow-up sweep. The AoE attack is fairly simple to avoid. Stay clear of the clouds, as these will be where the columns of lightning strike. Your aim is to get in as many casts of Rocksling as you can, ensuring you have ample stamina for an emergency dodge if needed. Ideally, you also want to be at a distance whereby all 3 rocks impact. The boss can be staggered if significant damage is inflicted within a set time frame. Maintain distance and ensure you remain aware of your surroundings as well as the boss's positioning. From here, we'll just let the fight play out. We'll catch up at the end. When the boss falls, you'll be rewarded with the remembrance of the Lich Dragon, as well as 90,000 runes. As a final reward, once you're transported back to Fia, you can pick up the Mending Rune of the Death Prince, which unlocks another ending for Elden Ring. So that's essentially the method. It goes to show how OP magic can be in Elden Ring. I'd be surprised if it wasn't changed somewhat in later patches to balance the scales. I stumbled across this method after relying on Rocksling to clear out the nearby area, as well as the boss prior to Fortisaxx. If you're someone who prefers to see the boss's full repertoire, or enjoys the challenge, I'd say stay clear of this method, as it trivialises an otherwise pretty awesome battle. Well guys, that's been the first in our new series of Elden Ring shorts. You can expect more interesting and varied videos released in this series. Let us know in the comments if you completed Fia's quest yet, and how you tackled Fortisaxx. Drop us a like if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe if you'd like to see more from us. Stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next one.